I found out I was becoming a mother returning back from a trip me and my husband took down to Florida. And the crazy part is, like, I just had a feeling. I didn't have any symptoms, but I definitely had a feeling. So I took a test by myself, and long and behold, it told me I was becoming a mother. Um, so, I mean, I felt really happy because me and my husband had been trying for so long. Um, so it was really surprising, but like I said, I just had a gut feeling in me that something was different. So once I saw the results, I mean, I was pretty ecstatic. My daughter, I would say, is the smartest little kid in the world. She's definitely the most beautiful, but of course, that's being biased. She's funny, she's energetic, she's selfless. So it's really amazing that she's a product of my own environment. My mom growing up, and I mean, still, my mom till this day, is really tough. She's always given that tough love, but I will say, like, it's defined me who I am as a woman. So, I mean, shout out to her because it's helped me become independent, not relying on anyone. It's taught me that, no one can hurt you but yourself. Um, and really, I mean, I've learned all of that from my mother. So I would say growing up, we didn't have the best relationship. After becoming a mother, obviously, I learned that I was the problem and not necessarily her, but you know, um, and I hope that it continues to bring us closer because I go to my mom for all types of advice. So, my favorite memory of my mom did work a lot, so I don't have like one particular pinpoint memory. However, my mom was also really big on traveling. So she always took us to all sorts of theme parks. She would rally all five of us up in the car, and we'd go to Pennsylvania. We went really up and down the East Coast. We lived in Jersey, drove down to Florida, went to Disney World when we were younger. Um, we went to South Carolina, south of the border. So we've pretty much like gone all over, and I remember like the best times that I've had was always just road tripping to wherever she wanted to go next for vacation. Outside of my own mother, someone who inspires me would definitely be my older sister, Jen. She was basically my mother growing up because, as I mentioned before, my mom did work a lot. So, Jen being our older sister, we're like 13 years apart. We were pretty much her kids as far as like babysitting. And even when she like went out to do teenage stuff, like she always had to carry around me and my little brother because we were just toddlers. So I would definitely say that I look up to her. She has two kids of her own who are getting ready to be 18. But a lot of also my advice when it comes to like her successful marriage that she has along with her family, um, I would definitely look up to her. Some things I would want my daughter to enjoy that maybe I wasn't preview to would definitely be I think not having to like worry about the amount of a dollar. Growing up with five of us, obviously money was always tight. And of course, we lived up north, so like the cost of living is way different from the south. But I mean, between my mom and dad, they both got it done. But as far as like my daughter, right now she's an only child, and every time she leaves the house, she has to have a new toy, right? Like it's just what kids ask for. So I would say she's a little bit on the spoiled side, but she's also our only kid. She's also the only grandchild on my husband's side, so she gets spoiled a lot there. She's like the fifth grandchild on my mom's side, but because she's the one who lives the furthest, she gets spoiled there. Um, so definitely, I think for my daughter not to have to worry about any financial struggles would be something that I would want to cover for her. That my mom did her best. The biggest struggle of being a parent, and I feel so passionate about this one, is definitely patience. So I recently, obviously, as my daughter's growing up and now she's becoming her own person and she has her own personality, I struggle with patience a lot, because now, now they get to talk and they start talking back, and you just have to remember that you're the adult. And she doesn't necessarily know what she wants to argue about. Like, she really just wants to have a comeback every time I try to have a discussion. And sometimes she just thinks it's her way of being funny. Like I said, she's growing into her own personality. So me taking a step back, because I'm also so quick to have a comeback, just realizing, like, patience, she's 4, I'm 28. Like, obviously, I just need to understand, just kind of walk the fine line of, hey, this is funny and this is actually being rude. So yeah, just learning patience with her. And I mean, she tests my patience every day, but we're getting there. I work for the company of AT&T. Yay! Um, I've been there, I'm going on 8 years, and really, I think anyone would answer the question the same way. Love is like a love. Work is like a love-hate relationship. Really, you love the money, the income you get from it, but then obviously it can be stressful. So I would definitely say we have a love-hate relationship, but been with the company for 8 years, good benefits, good 401k. So that's what keeps me, is the money. I've struggled, the higher I continue to level up within AT&T. I've struggled with the work-life balance aspect part of it. I've now have became a lot better when it comes to, from 8 to 4, I'm going to go hard half the day. My daughter's in school, so that's not an issue. But then I also have a great support system as far as my husband, my mother-in-law, and they've been really fantastic when it comes to helping me during those hours of work, keeping her busy, taking her to and from school. And my daughter knows after 4 o'clock, hey, we're able to go outside. Now she's in sports. We're going to practices and games. And it's definitely helped me have a better balance with definitely having a support system and then giving my time that strict time period to work. And then once work is done, we're not discussing work anymore. So having my daughter in sports is important to me because I've never played a sport. I mean, I've done like sports and PE class, but I don't feel like I was ever able to like have a hobby growing up. And I still struggle with that, right? Because like I was always out and about with my friends after school, and it necessarily didn't keep me out of trouble. So I think having my daughter in sports, having her find what she loves to do, and it kind of like gives her something to do outside of playing with her toys, coming home. It keeps her occupied, and then she can have a passion and who knows, potentially get a scholarship for it. We don't have to pay for college. I don't really know. But yeah, I would definitely say just because I didn't participate in a sport, that I would want her to try all sports and her tell me which one she likes to find her hobby. How loved she is definitely one of the things that I would love my daughter to know, if she were ever looking back on this as a time capsule. How spoiled she is. Thank you, mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, everybody else on the list. But definitely how much we love her and how she's changed everyone's lives, that she surrounds, and that she's going to do great things because she is definitely destined for it. Recently, one of the things that have taken place in my daughter's life that kind of took a toll on our family, have been her seizures. She just started with them probably as soon as she turned 3. She's never had a history of them up until then. She's been diagnosed with febrile seizures, and she recently just had another one probably about 2 weeks ago. So I think that has taken a toll on our family just because she's also suffered some additional causes because of it. She's having issues with her hearing at the moment, and they're trying to figure out going to all these doctors and referrals and specialists if the two have to correlate with each other. But I definitely think that that's taken a toll on my family. It's also made you like just appreciate just the little things in life because, I mean, no, you go one day from it being a regular day, she's off to school and nothing's wrong, and then the next day it's like, you know, now she's having health issues, and it's how do you navigate through that, especially being a first-time mom. She's my only child, so it's like you start thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional.
Okay.
Sorry. But pretty much you start thinking like if you did something wrong as a parent, and then just trying to figure out how to correct it, really. But I think that's like the biggest thing that's taken a toll on us. Motherhood to me is definitely the biggest blessing I have received. It's definitely, obviously, you go through the goods, you go through the bads, you have your ups and downs, but it's the most rewarding. Just knowing that your child is happy, she thinks you're like a phenomenal person. There's nobody better than the people around her. But it's definitely the greatest blessing I have ever received.
I think that I love my mommy. I love when she makes me breakfast, and I love when she cuddles in bed with me. I like when I meet new friends and I play with them. I like when I play soccer and when I play baseball because they're so much fun. I feel happy when my mom's cheering for me. The grocery store with the mini carts. You pack your stuff and you bring your laptop. When my mom's working, I wish she could get off and play with me. She gave me one of that things on my head, and she gives me some medicine. I feel happy when my mom's taking care of me. I like playing sports because I like playing with my friends. I want to be a mom and a chef and a lemon girl.
Why do you want to be a mom, a chef, and a lemon girl?
Because I like to when you have kids, and I also like to have kids because they can make some shirts like you did to me. I want to be my mom when I grow up.